Alright, what is up guys? It's Bolt and I'm back with another Elden Ring video. Today we're going to be talking about the Raptor's Talons. Probably my favorite out of the Claws class. I tried them all, and the Raptor's Talons, let me say, the moveset is just absolutely a blast to use, guys. So I'm going to get right into it. I'm going to talk about the true combos that this thing has. So firstly, running R2 true combos into a follow-up R2. Neutral R2 follows up with another neutral R2. Charged R2 true combos into another R2. Storm Stomp combos into an R2. That is a lot of R2s, and R2s do a lot of poise damage and a lot of damage in general. And since this is on an Occult build, the claws will strike multiple times and usually proc bleed after the second R2 or a follow-up attack right after the second R2. You will bleed out your opponent. So these things blender your opponents so damn quickly. It's insane. A lot of fun. Downsides are that they don't do a lot of poise damage. The R1s do very little poise damage, so you will have to utilize your R2s a lot. The R2s do much more poise damage, plus they do more damage. But the R1s that I would recommend is the running R1. It's great for pressure, as sometimes the running R2 will just miss completely. You have to really size up your opponent. But here's an example of a charged R2 true comboing into an R2 right there. What I like to do also is after your second R2, hesitate for 1 second, then do another charge R2, and that specific attack, the charge R2, is very important to use on your Raptor's Talons, because the Talons lack range, and that charge R2 gives you a bit of it because you do like a forward lunge into your opponent, and that makes up for the lack of range that it does have. So it's a great roll catch, guys. So after you do your true combo of R2 into R2, if you do a charge R2 after that, if they roll backwards one time, you can often land a roll catch, and that would actually kill them. You will see that actually at the end of this video, the last fight, I catch that player with the R2 beautifully as a roll catch. I do it a couple of times in these combat or team combat matches as well. But that's going to be your bread and butter for this. For pressure, again, utilize your running R1s. A lot of pressure. And let's compare these to the other claw weapons. I prefer the Raptor's Talons for the moveset. I did try Venomous Fangs and Claws. That charged R2 and the R2s, I just really clicked with me. But use whatever you guys feel comfortable with. They all have their place. Let's talk about Ashes of War here. For the claw weapons, I prefer to use 3 Ashes of War. So I have 3 Raptor's Talons, and I alternate between all 3 throughout fights most of the time. So the first one is Raptor of the Mist, which is fantastic. A lot of people get caught off guard with it, and Raptor's Talon, I believe, has a jump attack modifier on it, so it does a little bit more jump attack damage than the other claw weapons. So you could also pair that with the Raptor's Feathers armor to get even more, along with the Claw Talons when they all stack. I didn't want to wear the feathers because I like my fashion here. It fits the theme of my character. I like to utilize Storm Stomp because of that combo that it has with the R2. Guaranteed Storm Stomp, you guarantee the R2. But just keep in mind, guys, if you're playing against heavily armored opponents, like my opponent here who just died, he looks like he has more than 101 poise, and if you have 101 poise, guys, you will be able to poise through Storm Stomp and Flaming Strike. So you have to switch your Ashes of War accordingly. Like for this guy, I wouldn't be able to Storm Stomp, so I stuck with the Raptor's Feathers. And then my final Ashes of War that I enjoy using on the fist weapons is Endure. Endure is nice because you can bait your opponent into hitting you, Endure, and then tank it, and then just blender them while they think they're gonna keep striking you, just blendering them, and oftentimes you could bleed them out. This build is just a standard Occult build. This is on a level 150 character. I enjoy doing team combat and combat at ordeal at level 150. I prefer dueling at 125, even though I do have some duels in this video just to show you guys one-on-one combat and stuff like that. But in my personal taste, I do enjoy 125 duels, and I enjoy 150 combat ordeals and team combat. But both levels have their place, and you guys at the end of the day just enjoy what you guys like to play at. It doesn't matter what level you guys like to play. I'm just pretty much showing you guys the weapon here. I did try other Ashes of War. They're very limited on the claw weapons. I tried Impaling Thrust, but the range was just so poor. I was never hitting anybody with it. But I found it kind of redundant because the R2 on the Raptor Talons is so good. It makes up for the range, that forward lunge that you get from the R2. So I found it kind of pointless. But it's unfortunate that the Ashes of War on claws are very limited, especially for the Occult Ashes. Not very many. Unless you want to use like Lifesteal Fist, which is pretty difficult to land, and it's more of a meme than anything else. So I utilize the Storm Stomp, Raptor of the Mist, and the Endure pretty well with it. But you guys could experiment and use whatever you like and see what fits your playstyle the best. That's it, guys. I will showcase the build at the end of the video, and I'll catch everyone on the next one.